Welcome to Teen Up, a podcast that digs deeper into the thoughts of teenagers' mind about the wonders of the world.
If you're new here, I'm your host, Isabella.
And I'm Glenn. If you're not, welcome back.
Here is a quick disclaimer. We are two teenagers that are doing our best to research everything. However, we are not experts, so if we offend anyone or say something wrong, we want to apologize in advance. Please email us to tell us what was wrong. Thank you.
So this week, we're going to talk about Melodrama by Lorde. Melodrama is Lorde's sophomore album released in 2017, following the major commercial success of her first full-length album, Pure Heroine, which is another great album, by the way. This album is about heartbreak, teenage, and her relationship with her stardom. Throughout the album, her relationship with a person is developed. We can hear how two people meet, how they fall in love madly, and how they eventually fell apart. And how she tried to move on from the heartbreak, the things that she does, and the struggles that she had. Let's start by talking about a few notable songs on the album. And the first one is the opener for the album, also the lead single, Green Light. So this song started very abruptly, just opened with the line, "I do my makeup in somebody else's car." And it's this kind of trivial things that Lorde talks about in her music that makes it so moving, because it's a very small thing. She did her makeup in somebody else's car. But I think this line here just portrays how, her relationship ended with the person, and now she's doing her makeup in other people's car.
Yeah, I get it. It's also relatable to the audience too, because people do that very often.
In the next line, we ordered different drinks at the same bars. So it's like this type of feeling that everything still looks the same, but the person is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are still ordering the same drinks. You still like the same thing. You still do the same routine, everything, but without the person that you did it with.
Mm-hmm.
This song is about this breakup and the anger of it. Here, she talks about how she wants this person to be harmed. It's such a normal feeling that people have when going through a breakup. They want this other person to be hurt like they do. They want the person to feel what they are feeling.
Yeah, I feel like this song is really dramatic, and it really portrays how one feels after a breakup really well, and it's able to stuff all of this emotions within this song. And it's just a really good breakup song.
Yes, and this anger is so vivid. You can feel the anger. You can feel this beat in the song and you just dance to it, just shaking your heads to this rhythm. So in one of her interviews, she's saying that this song is asking for the universe to give you the signs to move on. The green light to move on, to move on from this person, to start new. And everything is in this song is so dense, so tight, and you can hear that the kick drums and those different little parts of the instrument just like sprinkling here and there. And then I really like the ending of this song. It's very cathartic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when things end, you're shouting in a void. Nobody's listening. But you're shouting with anger, with all the emotions just mixed together.
Yeah, I really like this song. I think it's a really great opening to an album for sure.
And it just sets the tone for the album.
Mm-hmm.
It reveals the theme, what this album is about, and what she wants to talk about it in this album.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the next one that I really like, The Louvre. This one didn't really take off, or it is not like the most famous song, the most top charted song on this album.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I think the lyrics on this song is a masterpiece. So this song is about the excitement with a new person, the start of something. Throughout this album, Lorde's used a lot of reference to seasons seasons changing with like summer and winter representing different stages of this relationship that she had with this person.
Mm-hmm.
The Louvre opened with this line, "Well, summer slipped us underneath her tongue, and our days and nights are perfumed with obsession." And you can see here, it says obsession, and it's this obsession with the new love, the love with someone else.
I personally think that this word, obsession, is a great word to describe a new love because if it's really well, and I really like how she fit it into the lyrics in the beginning, showing that she's, falling in love, and this is a new found love.
And in one of her interviews, she says how the guitar changes sonically and it represents the starts and the ends. It's like the start of the song and the end of the song. So this song shows the theme of obsession within this album, and it just carries through the whole thing. And one very interesting image is the image of clothes on the floor at the start of the song, and she sings, "Half of my wardrobe is on your bedroom floor." And this is just so graphic how they are falling madly in love, how they are obsessed with each other. It reminds me of like this scene in Emily in Paris, and how there's this scene with, clothes just spread all over the place, and how, well, Emily took a picture of it and made it their marketing material, whatever. But it's just this type of obsession and this type of passion that you have with a person is what this part is talking about.
And I do feel like the melody goes really well. It kind of like grows as the lyrics goes, and it also like parallel to how she feels towards this person. Like you said, the lyrics is really explicit and it really shows the scene of their relationship, and it's just really relatable to people too. To people that are falling madly in love and stuff. And it goes really well to people or falling in love.
And the lyrics just carry on with the obsession. The line is, "I overthink your punctuation use. Not my fault, just a thing that my mind do." And you can see that there's a grammar mistake here. Just a thing that my mind does, but it's kind of ironic here because she's overthinking your punctuation use. She's obsessed with like grammar and this type of stuff that this person does. All of the little details that the other person does, she is obsessed with it. She just focused on every little details, even the punctuation use. It's just the detail that you can see here that's amazing.
I agree.
And it just also shows the craziness of this new love, the kind of feeling that you just want to throw everything away. And how she sings that, "But we're the greatest, they'll hang us in the Louvre, down the back, but who cares, still the Louvre." It's like you don't care. You don't care what people think. You just want to be with this person.
Yeah, I think the lyrics really emphasizes the obsession she has over this person. Like I said, it's still again really relatable to the audience, falling in love. And I really like how she, uses the punctuation part to emphasize her love and falling in love with someone. And that really is really realistic and relatable to the audience for sure.
Yes, definitely. And I am obsessed with the end of this song. It's just, it fades away. I don't know, it reminds me of summer because, summer fades away. People's relationships fade away. And I just feel like that's kind of the thing that she uses this sonic feature to represent the image or the message that she's sending through here. So let's move on to the next one that I think is notable. It's not Liability, sadly, even though the lyrics of it, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I do like that song a lot. I do like it.
It is definitely a very, very important song on the album. It's the second single, and it's one of the slower songs. It's a ballet. And I think there's a part where I just have to talk about this line on Liability. It says, "So I guess I'll go home. Into the arms of the girl that I love, the only love I haven't screwed up." But she's talking about herself. She says, "We slow dance in the living room, but all that a stranger would see is one girl swaying alone, stroking a cheek." It's just sad. how she's
Mm-hmm.
she's left alone in, in this situation.
Mm-hmm. And I think this also hits hard to a lot of people because it relationship ends, right? And it makes sense that, yourself is the only one that you could really rely on and trust and not messing up with. I could totally feel how she feels.
Definitely. Amazing song. Definitely go listen to this album. I'm halfway
Highly
through and I'm
recommend.
already saying this. So after the break, we're going to move on to other songs on this album and talk about why we love it.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about the other part of this album and why it is so lovable.
So the next one, do I say that a song is my favorite? Because this whole album is just my favorite, okay? The next one is Hard Feelings / Loveless. I like Hard Feelings more. I mean, I like the first half of this song. The second half is fine, So, Hard Feelings is about the aftermath of a breakup. So we already hear that she broke up with the person in Liability. And then in Hard Feelings, it's talking about what happens next. In breakups, people often say, like, no hard feelings. And basically this song is saying that, yes, there is hard feelings. Of course there is, or else this album wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
It hints back at the anger in Greenlight, and that the situation of the breakup is not just two people breaking up and saying no hard feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to talk about the ending. The ending is just amazing. The ending, the synth at the end of Hard Feelings, as described by Jack Antonoff, which is the producer of this album. He said that it sounds like metal bending, and it feels like yelling and breaking things and just, screaming, and this type of passionate, cathartic, emotional things to do. And Lorde says that you need to be able to scream and pissed off, when you're dealing with a breakup. And this song is basically saying that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And wait, this is a song that's like really long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at first I was like confused why this song was so long, but I really like this song, and I like Hard Feelings more, and I guess it's more more impression on me because it's like yelling and breaking things, so that's why it's more impressionable.
So Hard Feelings portray the coldness before the end, the quote-unquote winter, which she keeps hinting at throughout the album. The winter here, it says, let's give it a minute before we admit that we're through. Guess this is the winter. Our bodies are young and blue. And it's just like saying, oh, okay, I guess this is the end. And, you're cooling off. Your relationship with this person is cooling off now that it's toward the end. And, the feeling that we're in the Louvre, the excitement, the passion, it was all gone. And what are we left with?
Yeah, I guess this part is kind of like the acceptance part because like the 5 stages of grief, where she just accepts that this relationship is done and it's gone.
And the fevers and the craziness of this new love, which is summer, left, as you can see here. Now in another place, it says, when sweet words and fevers all leave us right here in the cold. It's just, reiterating that things are gone. The relationship is coming towards the end. I want to highlight this line here toward the very, very end of Hard Feelings. It says, how we'd drift buying groceries, how you'd dance for me. I'll start letting go of little things till I'm so far away from you. It's just like how you talk about you drift buying groceries and dancing for another person. This kind of little things, like she said, are just so descriptive. Like drift buying groceries. This shows that, the passion, again, in their relationship.
Yeah, and how they used to do so many things together.
So according to Lorde, how she wants to make this song, putting Loveless and Hard Feelings together, is because you want people to feel like they're in another world. You want people to feel like, wait, what's happening now? And I think Loveless is definitely another part of the song about anger. The anger still carries through. So but you want to rip my heart up, but you want to skip my calls now. But guess what? I like that. You're so angry. You're like, you know what? Do whatever you want. I don't care. I like you to do that. Do that. It wouldn't bother me. But like in reality, it does. And so the album carries on through a few more songs. Redder in the Dark talks a little bit about self-doubt, but I think it mainly talks about not just her love, but her relationship with G becoming so famous that maybe this other person cannot stand it, and that this other person is being affected by it.
Yeah, I actually do like this song. Like, it's one of the songs that I remember. I think it's just mainly because, it's like a slow song, right? I think it's just a change of beat that it's slowing down and kind of vulnerable, I guess, too. And the melody is just, I really like it personally.
So the next one that we're going to focus on is the last one. This feels like it's not long enough.
I think it's okay.
Okay, so the last one is Perfect Places. Perfect Places is a song about getting lost in a party, searching for the perfect place. And here she talks about how she's partying all the time to forget hard things in life. Just like, let's just try and convince ourselves there is a perfect place we can go to, even just for an evening. And she stated it in the lyrics. Now I can't stand to be alone. Let's go to perfect places. She is going through this breakup. She's going through this hard times that she just want to have fun. Just partying all day, every day. It kind of hints back at this nonchalant feeling in Sober. She said that, they're doing it so nonchalant. Like they're partying, they're having fun, enjoying their youth. Not like we're old. And they're detached from the real world. So they can be happy, or some form of happiness that it is. And this song just starts with every night I live and die. Meet somebody, take him home. Let's kiss and then take off our clothes. It's just another graceless night. Like this just like completely captures the nonchalant feeling. Like it's every night. Like you meet someone, you take them home. You don't, there's no talking. There's no conversation. There's no getting to know each other. You just take them home. And it just like the pace of it shows nonchalant. Like you don't care. I just want to forget things. I just want to be detached. And this song with a lot of little images captures this type of attitude toward things. And it's actually just like a reflection of this behavior.
So I guess this song is just kind of how she is, trying to escape from the reality. And after a breakup, a lot of like one night stands, trying to forget her fast. And, just really using a way to numb her feelings. And so she doesn't really actually have to face the pain of this relationship ending, and trying to not think about it here. And this is also very relatable. Not saying that I've had experience, but I think it's like very relatable to a lot of people. But when they try to forget someone, and the way that she is able to put it into this song of, upbeat and still hits hard for a lot of people, I think it's just, a masterpiece.
And at the end, all the instruments were stripped back with a piano, and she's asking like, what are the perfect places anyway? It's like this realization, this time that she finally got sober, looking at the reality and asking like, what are the perfect places? And I just feel like this is a great closing for this album that just sums it all up. What are the perfect places? And it just keeps asking this question. At the end, what are they? So let's move on to why we love this album so much. Or, well, I love this album so much. The production is just amazing. I think every little detail in this album is so well thought out that, even though I've listened to it, I have to say, like, I've definitely listened to it over 100 times.
Wow, that's crazy.
I can still, like, catch little things that I haven't heard before. For example, in Green Light, there's this word liar, and there's echo, like liar, liar. And I didn't catch it before, and now I can just, I heard it once, and then I know that there's that thing over there. I didn't realize that how there are beats, just sprinkled here and there throughout the album. It's just, it feels like it's hitting you, emotionally. And definitely the lyrics are amazing. They are impeccable.
Wow. Okay, I do feel like the lyrics is really great too. It's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna mention college a little bit. Sorry. You know how college essays ask you to, write really personal stuff, like personal details and examples to portray like how you are as a person. And I think she does this really well within this album. Like her details are just, it's so, close to how her everyday life is. And it makes it more imaginable for the audience to, picture the lyrics. And I think she does that perfectly well.
Yes, definitely. That's what I love the most about this album. It's the little details, this little things that she talks about. And that is like very realistic, because when you end your relationship with someone, I feel like you sometimes get obsessed with like the little things. You were thinking like, oh, we used to do this and we used to do that, but they are little things. We used to feed our cats together, stuff like that. And now that you look at this cat and you think about this memory, so it's just like this type of detail. I definitely get what Isabella's saying, that what it makes to write a good college essay is definitely this type of details, because you don't state them directly, but people understand what you're talking about.
Right.
So I think the quote that can capture the image of the whole album on a grander scale, the feelings of teen angst. As Lorde put it, she said that this album is about teen angst. There's a great quote from Pitchfork's review by Stacey Anderson. We see that bright electrode glow of possibility, feel its siren shine on our faces. That neon is too beautiful to last, though. Its buzz requires a effortful chemistry. It captures the feeling of this album, this neon light, this electrode glow, and possibility, but also at the time, a little bit of fear. Next week, we're going to talk about Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel.
Also, comment down below if you have any thoughts. You could click on the bell to get notified when we upload a new video as well.
Thank you and bye.